Hello everyone, so I have a bit more satellite imagery from India and Pakistan to take a look at, including some very low quality imagery showing the impact of a strike on Kirana Hills, where Pakistan is rumoured to keep some of its nuclear weapons, or at least have a nuclear facility there for testing. First, as a very brief recap, this is a video of a strike that we saw impacting near there, a big cloud of smoke rising from the direction of Kirana Hills. Before we check the satellite imagery to confirm the imagery is from the right place, we need to check the geolocation for this. There's a great thread on Twitter by Sunny Neera, which shows where the cameraman was, the direction he was looking, and showing that the impact, where the smoke was rising from, is around here in the circle. The satellite imagery as mentioned is not very clear, but it shows the impact marking, on screen now as before, and here the after. This was shared by Sierra Kilo 787 on Twitter. Like I said, it's very low quality, but it does pick up a clear circular impact marking on the mountain that wasn't here before. And if we check Google Maps, it was in the area where the blast was geolocated to as well. So I am confident that this imagery is showing that there was an impact on the side of the mountain. I can't see any sign of any bunker entrances or anything that resembles one here. It was rumoured yesterday that a bunker entrance was targeted. This site is very secretive. There's a Wikipedia page up about its use. The site was supposedly cleaned up and its use for nuclear weapons stopped in 1995. Well, a 2024 article I found says parts of it are still in use for nuclear storage for the PAF. That's according to some Indian intelligence analysts. How accurate that is, who knows? There's nothing military to be seen in the area that was hit, but it impacted what looked to be between two possible guard posts, highlighted here. The bulk of the military installations in this area are indicated by the arrows to the east as shown here. Now, a bit of misinformation was spread here last night. Aircraft N111SZ was tracked flying around, which was reported by some online sources to be from the US Department of Energy, leading to a bit of buzz about a possible radiation leak. That isn't true. Sunny Neera on Twitter did a bit of digging and revealed it used to belong to the US Department of Energy, but is now owned by Pakistan and routinely flies in this area. So, this flight is unrelated. So just to recap, a video showed a blast on the side of a mountain. Satellite imagery confirms the impact here. This is basically just making a statement saying your air defense can't protect your supposed underground nuclear storage facility. If Pakistan is keeping nuclear weapons or carrying out testing of them in this area, then I expect they will be concerned that a missile managed to impact on the side of it like this, without being intercepted. Now, we finally have some satellite imagery of damage to Indian air bases after the PAF's retaliatory strike. Not much damage, but there is a little bit. Firstly, some fake news. Damien Simon on Twitter shared this, looking at some satellite imagery released and claiming to show damage to a hangar at Adampur Air Base on the left. But he discovered that the imagery is also visible on Google Earth from 21st of March, so is unrelated to any PAF strikes. I'll check this myself on Google Maps to confirm it's true, and yes, it's on Google Maps. The damage is visible on the structure. So, this is definitely old. No idea what caused it, it could just be that this building isn't in use anymore and it's fallen to bits. Unrelated to anything recently. But we do have some satellite imagery which shows some slight damage at Udhampur Air Base. Shown here we have imagery shared showing damage to a building. This is quite low quality. At first I thought what we were looking at is a whitish structure in the before, which was then completely demolished by a direct hit. But checking Google Maps, that isn't the case. The white bit isn't a structure, but rather a courtyard near the garrison engineer. Let's put the two images side by side. This isn't high quality, but we have what looks to be an impact crater in the compound shown by the blue arrow, not hitting the building. Just to the south of that is what looks to be a partially demolished building. On the top image, this is indicated by the blue box. So it seems something hit and impacted here, the blast causing damage to the blue highlighted building as seen. I wonder if India had jammers deployed at the base which caused the missile to go off target and land in the courtyard instead of hitting the building. India did confirm that a soldier, Surrender Kumar, lost his life in the strike. So I guess this is where he was at the time, as this is the only part of the base which shows any sign of damage, at least from what I can tell with the satellite imagery and stuff. Finally, this image was shared, supposedly showing that an S-400 was destroyed at Adampur, and this must be one of the new state-of-the-art invisible S-400s. My eyes went a bit square staring at this image, and I guess on the left-hand side of the top of the circle is what could be an S-400 launcher. It looks to be something in green, but it is very hard to tell because the imagery just isn't clear enough. On the after, the circle highlighting supposedly showing the damage shows no sign of any S-400 at all, and the circle isn't even highlighting where that possible S-400 launcher was. On the after, no signs of debris, which you'd expect to see if an S-400 was hit. There is very possibly a crater in the middle, indicated by the arrow, but I'll need to get my binoculars out in order to see this, as the imagery just isn't clear enough to tell for certain, but I'm definitely not seeing an S-400 here. So, that's all I have for you, unfortunately. Some very low quality satellite imagery here, showing there was an impact on the side of the Kirana Hills, but no impact in the base on top of them, or near any of the possible entrances at all, likely just proving a statement here that it can be targeted. Small damage to a building at Udhampur Air Base. Looks like it got caught in a blast that hit the compound nearby. And then an invisible S-400.